Anyway. That's it.
You're welcome.
Anyway, we're out here at Shiprock, New Mexico, on the Navajo Indian Reservation. And so let me put it to you like this. I can do this. Right back there is my camp. And I woke up this morning to this happening. Now this was crowded earlier. I bet there was about 200 vehicles here. Every one of these, all this was filled with vendors. All food vendors, people selling stuff. Absolutely incredible. So, I'll tell you to start. Look at Teddy. Teddy, you ready to go? Come on, buddy. You ready? Come on. So, yeah, I got my bare feet. So anyway, and that generator. Let's get away from that. Let's go back down here and I'll roll the smoke. I'll roll the cigarette. So, anyway, this is where we are. It's the San Juan River down here. Come on in, who we got? We're down here along the San Juan River. And this is what happened to me this morning. And I'm talking 5 o'clock in the morning. And Teddy was just going nuts. So I'm in my tent, and I know about the people that are living underneath the bridge over there. And some of them have addiction problems, and alcohol problems, and whatever. So I'm thinking every night they come down here along the riverbank, and they'll strip down and go take a bath. I ain't got no problem with that. I don't care what, I don't care what anybody does. This ain't mine. You can do whatever you want. Teddy! Look at that boy. He's a little hot, but we got cold oil. We got ice cold water. I got ice cold water for him. I got ice cold water. He's got ice cold water. Let's just take a peek here. Right there's his water and his food. As a matter of fact, I'm going to explain a couple things. Who we got in there? 2 people in the room. Anyway, let me flip this camera. There we go. Anyway, so you can see my camp there. They're just closing out now. It's like, it's 3 o'clock. But I mean, some of these guys are saying that they'll stay until 5 o'clock, which is cool. So you can see right there is my camp. Right there, every Saturday, unbeknownst to me, they do this like a flea market type situation. Bunch of food vendors pull in, all kinds of stuff, man. Just incredible food. Indian food, Mexican food, Native American Indian food, purple corn bread, just killer food. So I was here all along, and there we are. So anyway, back to the story. So 5 o'clock this morning, I'm hearing all this ruckus, and I've been taking a bath right down there, and I've been soaking in that during the day when it gets 90 degrees, or what have you. And I go down here and I take a bath. You can see that it's been worked really hard. There's trails that lead back there to under the bridge, but a lot of people come down here and they take baths. Now, these are the people that live under the bridge or whatever. It's none of my business. It is my business because to a point where I'm aware of my surroundings. But I have talked to a bunch of them. I get it. I understand the situation. I know people have been down that road. or whatever. But we come down here and take a bath. And I did leave some Dawn dish detergent and a washcloth up here. And I told them that they could use it. Just clean it when you're done. You know, if you're just going to wash your face or whatever, clean it when you're done. You can use the soap, just squirt it in your hand, go out there and get wet, and give yourself a bath. So I'm thinking that that's what's going on. And, wow. Check this camper out coming back in here. That's cool. It might be my neighbor for the night. Anyway, I'm waving him down here. Come on. We're gonna have ourselves a dry dock here. A boondocker. Hey! Anyway, I'm thinking that they're down there or they're up here partying in this open field. And I thought, well, alright, Teddy's taking a fit. He wants to know what's going on out there. So I let him out. He comes out, and I can hear him bark. And I know he went to the bathroom. He turned around, he ran back in the tent, and he barking at me as if I gotta get up and get moving fast. So he nudged me a couple times and barked at me. There he is. And I jumped out, and this is what was going on. She's absolutely incredible. Yo, Matthew Wright, let's get him from the start. Tayfun, hello, Janice, hello, Aaron Wilson, how you doing? Okay, we got some. Hi, can I ask for an honest answer? How many else can you eat at once? I can eat it. Let's say eat whatever's on your plate. Have fun with that. Yeah, he knew exactly what was going on. And that's why I sleep so good. Because Teddy, if anything's going on, anybody even comes remotely close to this tent, he won't bark. What he does is he gets right in my ear and he growls. And then I'll say, okay, and he'll bark. Alright. Alright. Rosalinda. How you doing? Williamson. Harley. Yes. A 2005 Sportster Custom. Party time. Well, it was last night. What if? You look good, man. Thank you. Dog rides too. Yes, the dog does ride with me. He rides up on the gas tank. If you watch my YouTube, or you can go over on Facebook, Twisted Life, and you can watch Teddy ride right on that gas tank. He does it all over Canada, United States, Mexico, and Central America so far. So yes. So anyway, let me repeat myself here so everybody in the new room, or everybody new in the room knows what's going on. I am Twisted Life. We are Twisted Life. And we're motorcycle vagabonds. We travel around Canada, United States, Mexico, Central America. And currently we're looking at doing some other ventures. I've been all over the place. How many miles on the bike? Over 300,000 miles on the bike. Anyway, we are in Shiprock. Let me give you a peek. We're in Shiprock, New Mexico, on the Navajo Indian Reservation. Right here along the San Juan River. And right there's the camp. Now, I was going to pack up early this morning, and that was the idea, and that was the plan. And I was going to go to Four Corners and then turn around and head back south to Gallup, New Mexico. But obviously that didn't pan out. Why would I leave a good time? No time to leave a good time. So I hung out there at the old, but this whole thing turned out to be, this is what I'm trying to tell people. When you're watching, or my shit changes by the heartbeat. If something catches my interest, or something has a benefit to me, or I enjoy, well, you can bet your ass I'm turning into it. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So that's where we are. How are you? I'm doing really good. Really good, Savage. How are you doing? Everything's cool here? Awesome. Nomadic life. That's right. I am a vagabond. You can go to my YouTube site. You can see it in my hands. I am a true vagabond. I am a true vagabond. I have no home to return to, and I have no destination that's clear in my head. I just move, I go where the work is, I work a little bit, and then I live a lot. Doesn't take much to keep me alive. A little bit of gas and some food, and I'm on the move. So that's kind of what's going on here. What's going to happen is I'm going to Rio Doso, New Mexico. I got a week and a half to get there. I'm taking my time. I'm checking out the sites as I do as always. I just worked in Durango, Colorado at the Four Corners motorcycle rally. And I'm headed to the Rio Doso motorcycle rally, and I'll be working there. I got 2 rallies in Texas, maybe 3. And then I got a project to go on in South Alabama. And then I will be working the rally at Thunder Beach, Pensacola, Florida. Yeah, whichever way the wind blows, that you got it. I'm just I'm a soul being blown in the wind. I'm just a free soul. A lot of people would describe me as a hippie on a Harley. That's right. So, we're going to do that work. We're going to go hang out with some friends. We're going to check into some other stuff. We may, it looks to me that we're going to end up in Memphis, Tennessee. We're going to leave Memphis, Tennessee, and we're going to shoot all the way out to Modesto, California, right before we enter Mexico. And we're going to run down through Mexico and head all the way through Central America to Bogotá, Panama, Central America. That's where the trip's supposed to be taking us this year. That's where I have in my head. That's where I have in my mind. And when your want is strong enough, your will take over. On the road, Jack. Yep. It's actually Eric. My name is Eric. My dog's name is Teddy. Teddy, say hi to everybody. Now, let me get a couple things clear. I do this. I work for my money to buy the food and the gas. But if you wish to donate, you can do so. You can go to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, and it's Twisted Life. At Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. For a measly $5, you can set me free. $5 buys 2 gallons of gas or thereabouts, and I can be down the road. I appreciate it. You don't have to do it. I also have a Cash App, and my Cash App is Twisted Life Freedom. All one word. You can go there and donate $1 if you wish. It don't matter. But this is all free. All I ask of you is to get double tap the screen and give me a thumbs up. It pushes me into the algorithms and gets me going. We're getting close to getting paid by YouTube, although it won't be much, and I'll have to keep on skipping around and finding jobs, and that's fine. That's fine. It's what my whole life has been all about. It's what my whole life has been about. But yeah, if you subscribe, like, comment, hey, tell a friend. They might be into this. I don't know. I live on this Harley Sportster, and I travel all over the North America and Central America. This year, last year we hung out in Mexico. We did the entire Baja. We went to Sinaloa. We hung out with some of the people in the cartel. And then we were pushed out of Mazatlan. And then we went to Sayulita. And we went to Tequila, where everybody gets their tequila from in Mexico. I was down there where the plantations are, and I was down there where the distilleries are. I come through in Guatemala, or Guadalajara. I've spent time in the jungles, and I have very dear friends all over the world. You've seen the Grand Canyon too. I basically just came through the Grand Canyon. But this trip has been amazing, and it's been going on for a very long time. I'm not new to this life. I live it most of my life, and I'm just new to Facebook and YouTube with it. Come on in. How about a like? Give me a thumbs up. It's cheap, it's free, and it pushes the algorithm. We're down here along the old San Juan River in the Navajo Reservation, New Mexico. Shiprock, New Mexico. This water comes down out of the Rockies. And let me tell you, it's 90 degrees here, but this water is 50 degrees. I have brought food down here, stuck it in a thermos or in a sealed bag, and have submerged it and was able to eat it the next day. That's how cold that water is. And boy, does it feel good. Come on in, come on in. This is where we are. You see, I walk bare feet everywhere. I ride my bike bare feet. You need to really go check out my YouTube channel or my Facebook page. Incredible things have happened to me just in the last year that are up there for everybody to view. We've been doing lives on Facebook every morning, and we've been doing lives on YouTube every evening. Arizona is pretty. Yeah, Arizona is pretty. Yeah, the internet does open the world in a way. A lot of people can't live this life. It's not easy out here. I'm going to be really clear about it. Do I have opportunities that a lot of people don't have? I do, because I live free with my soul. And I just drift. And opportunities come about all the time, just as such as it did today. I ran up there, I sat down, and I was telling the man a story about my life, and it ended up being 10, 15 people there looking at videos, listening to me talk about things in my life and how I live, and I ended up getting a free meal, free coffee, and they took care of me. It seems to happen everywhere I go. There's the San Juan River, everybody. This comes out of Colorado, out of the Rockies in Colorado. This water is cold. Now, It's muddy right now because it was raining just north of us for the last couple of days high up in the mountains, and it finally made it down here. It was clear when I got here. I've been here for 3 days, and I've been bathing in this for 3 days. Teddy, you want to go get a drink? Come on. Go get a drink, buddy. Yep, we're going home. We're going home. He's going to get a drink. That's what you're getting here. Free isn't free, but... Yeah, that's right. Free isn't free, but freedom is priceless. I tell people all the time, I'm out here making memories that people only dream about. And it's not easy. There's days of feast and there's days of famine. But the famine will run you down. So it's completely up to you. How much can you handle? I got my shade here. I'm working with my shade here. So I keep that hooked up on. Cool. It gives me a shade spot. I can get away from the sun. Teddy can get away from the sun. We got ice cold water. In 100 years, will it have mattered? No. William Gustafson. Right on. How you doing? Anyway, this is really cool setup, man. I'm in Shiprock, New Mexico, on the Navajo Indian Reservation along the San Juan River. Now, I'm going to flip the page on you here. This is a pretty crazy story. And these two Indian groups don't necessarily get along, but out there in the distance, you can see the Ute Mounds people. And that is their reservation. And this is the Navajo Indian Reservation that I stand on. I'm not necessarily welcome over there. They don't want me over there. I've been told to stay away from over there. But we'll zoom in, and you can see the mounds. And they run down through here. They run down through here many miles. Now, I did want to go over there and check that out, but that is not available to me. That is not available to me. But, man, I've been bathing in this creek. Anyway, Bill, I believe this is my brother. I was just talking, I was just talking to Bella last night. And, man, what a conversation. Right here, live streaming, we held an entire conversation, a lot to do with John and Chris. And she believes that those two, they would have been parked right there, trying to live my life. And that they probably are watching over me because this is what they wanted. This is absolutely crazy. It's a beautiful way. It's not easy. But we're having a beautiful time out here. So, what we're going to do is, I just did Sturgis. I came down. I worked a rally at the Four Corners in Durango, Colorado. Currently, we're in Shiprock, New Mexico. Tomorrow morning, I am going to be packing up and we're going to see a new location. We're going to be down towards Gallup, New Mexico. My destination within the next week and a half, I got a week and a half to be in Ruidoso, New Mexico for the Ruidoso motorcycle rally. I will be working there. I work before the rally. I do all the setup and I do all the teardowns so that during the rally I can talk with the customers and see the friends and people in the area. I am working the Ruidoso motorcycle rally. I'll be at the casino. My camp will be at the casino. I will be camping right there on the premises. You can come on out. You can pick a patch. I'm working with a lady that has been selling patches for jacket patches. You can come out, buy a patch, get it sewn, hang out and bullshit with me. And we'll see where life goes. Teddy. Come on. Up. Look at everybody out there, buddy. Say hi to him? Huh? You want to say hi to him? Huh? Teddy Bone. So I will be doing that. I can give you a general idea of what's going on and most of the things I'm doing. Man, I cannot. Hey, people, something like we like it. It'll pedal people through. I know it. So go ahead, hit me with a question. Walk around. I'm barefooted all the time. In the state with red ants. I'm dealing with fire ants is what I'm dealing with. I don't even wear my shoes when I ride the motorcycle anymore. I have to take them with me in order to go into stores because they don't let me get away with it everywhere. But the plan this year is to make a ton of money. I spent a lot of money. I completely rebuilt this motorcycle. I completely tore every piece of that bike apart, rebuilt it, and I'm in preparation to go to Bogotá, Panama. Skinny, what's up, brother? I'm still in Shiprock. Tomorrow we will be. I think I'm going to do Four Corners tomorrow, and then I'm going to turn around, head south, and we're going to be in Gallup, New Mexico, somewhere down there along a lake. How you been, man? Hell yeah. Yeah, that's the plan. I got a week and a half to run around and play around before I do the Ruidoso motorcycle rally. Right there's the camp. Look at that. So I've been here 3 days, and I had enough food on me for 4 days under ration. Teddy's doing great, but I splurged a little bit and ate a little bit more than what I needed, and I'm fine with that. And that's one of the reasons I was going to pack up today and take off, but look what happened. All these vendors started coming in here. I helped out a little bit. We sat down, we told stories, and they fed me all day. I got tacos, I got banana bread, I got Indian corn cookies, Indian corn bread, they call it purple bread. Yeah. Matter of fact, they just gave me a bunch of stuff. They are Mexicans, so you're gonna run into a Mexican family down here. Anyway, hold on. Now, you guys just sit still for a damn second. I'm trying to get it all out. Looky there. That's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. I'm sharing it with Teddy. What else we got on here? Yeah. Yeah, it was a killer hookup, man. Right on. You guys watching? My mom's in the car watching. He called me just as I was about ready to go live. I do this live show every evening on YouTube, and I do a live show every morning on Facebook. Now, there's no guaranteed time because I don't know what's going on most of the time in my life. I'm just rolling with the wind. Right on. Right on. And Kitty Bong. So it was really cool. I got to hang out up there. Like I said, that's what they gave me. That was my dinner. They're up there getting ready to close up. You can see the taco stand. You see the taco stand. That's what appeared this morning when I woke up here. Nothing's been here. There's drug addicts and homeless people that live under this bridge. No problem. No problem at all. They haven't bothered me, not one bit. As a matter of fact, they've been over here. We hung out one night and partied. We were hanging out over here partying one night. Thing about it is they're people too. So let me tell you a little story about how I move around the world. When I come into an area, the first person I want to make friends with is a homeless person on the street. Now, that sounds goofy. You would think I would want something with more power, more stability. But no, it doesn't work that way. When you move from country to country constantly, state to state, every day is something different, or every couple days is something different, you need to know everything that goes on in that area. And the only one person knows all of it, and that's the guy that lives on the street. He knows, he sees, he hears, and he witnesses everything that goes on. He knows everything on the street, and that is my first friend. I don't care if it's here in the United States. I don't care if it's in Canada. I don't care if it's in Mexico. I don't care if it's in Panama. I don't care where it is. Ecuador, Peru, Colombia, all that. I've done the same thing everywhere I go, as I make friends with the man who lives on the street. Now, can they be trusted? Think what you want. I fit in a lot of positions. I'm not the cleanest person. I don't look clean. I'm a vagabond. I take what's available. So, and the thing about it is, I have no fear against the homeless. A lot of people would walk away from them, and I walk to them. So they tell me what's going on. They tell me where the safest place to camp is. They tell me where I can get free water. They tell me where I can get free food. They tell me everything. They are my eyes, ears, and information every time I come into a place. And I know that sounds strange, but they know more than the police do. If I'm there for a while, I will make other contacts and other friends of common standards. What is common standards? What's common standards for you may not be common standards for me. It depends on your life, your lifestyle, the things that went wrong or right in your life. If you walk away from somebody just by the way they look, you could possibly walk away from the most entertaining conversation you ever had in your life. I tried Janice. Janice, you're right. You've been here for a while. You've been watching. You see how I do it. Skinny's catching on. I do that everywhere I go. I'm not afraid of the homeless. I'll tell you this, and I've said it many times. I have slept on the steps at Jackson Square in New Orleans that lead down into the Mississippi with lots of drug addicts and homeless. I have slept along the railroad tracks with hobos to hop trains. And I have stayed in California on Figueroa Street. And that's just the downside of it. The side of it is I have stayed in a flower garden that was worth more than $100,000 behind a $5 million mansion. And that's how bizarre my life is. I spent the winter last year in Mexico. I have stayed, hung out with people in the Sinaloa cartel, in the New Generation, and I have stayed on military compounds. I have received badges from the military, and I have received badges from the police. My life is so twisted, and where I can go, and the people I meet, and the places they take me, it is completely unbelievable. So here you go, Skinny's right on the money. Exactly. When I was homeless, people were all willing to give you the shirt off the back. They are a community that sticks together better than most in society. You're absolutely fucking right. You're absolutely right. I'm going to tell you how it works. I've been on both sides of the track. I know how it works. The rich get richer and they get stingier. They give less and they take more. And that That is the common. There is uncommon rich that have been out here on the street with me. But the common person is like that. And the poor will give to you as if they are the richest people in the land. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible how society works. And I will say this forever. A person anywhere in the world is a delight to be around until they get around other people or their peers. Yeah, they get greedy. So a man once told me, to want is not a problem. To greed is a problem. And the simplest way I can tell you is a pig gets big and a hog goes to slaughter. Think about that for a moment. I have been giving shit away to people that needed help all my life. Even when I didn't have to sleep on the street, I have slept on the street. I don't have to do this now. But there's a drive. And when the want becomes strong enough, the will take over. It's all about you. You're absolutely right, Skinny. You're absolutely right. And I know you're not bullshitting, because the common person doesn't even know what you just said. They can't even comprehend it. They'll look at that and say, oh, yeah. But you're not strong. The strongest people, mind determined, resourceful, have all lived on the streets. I have a buddy of mine that's a millionaire. To this day, he eats in a soup kitchen. And his story goes a little something like this. He lost everything 5 times trying to do what he had a passion for. That when he made it to the top, he didn't like the people up there. And to this day, he still eats in a soup kitchen in New Orleans. And to this day, he helps people out all through New Orleans. That's right. Right on. But I meet these people, and I hang out with them. There's nothing to fear. They don't have things that normal people have. And there's certain different classes. Tell me if I'm right, Skinny. There's different classes of people on the street that live on the street. There's some that have put themselves there from addiction, and it could be any kind of addiction: drugs, alcohol, gambling. I've seen everything. I've seen people that have. I have stayed by a camp, and this is going to sound funny, because the guy had a sex addiction. Now, get your giggle out of the way. He had a sex addiction. And he worked every day, but he could not afford to keep a house or pay bills, because he was so into buying prostitutes all the time that it put him on the street. It's crazy what can get you out here. It's absolutely crazy. I try it. The struggle of a person, man, will teach you. I tell you, I am at my most comfortable when I'm just about broke. Because at that point, I don't have nothing to worry about. I have nothing to give. I have nothing to be taken from me. And anything I do goes up. Well, it's probably what the problem is with society today. Is everything's given to them, and they don't know how to fight to get what they want, because it's too easy to sit down and wait for somebody to give it to you. Anyway, man, we are going through some shit here, aren't we? Wow. I have a lot of respect for the people in the street. I always did. I have worked at stores just to break the monotony of life while I was traveling or hanging out. And the money I would make for my hourly wage, I would invite the homeless to the store in the night and feed them from the store and put my money in the register for them. I don't talk about things like that all the time. I have done it, and sometimes it does smack you in the face. But you never know until you go. Not everybody out there is on the street because they want to be. It's just where their life put them for the time being. Man, I don't know what has got us into this homeless kick here today. I'm homeless. I am legally considered homeless. And I'm proud of it. Thank you. There you go, Bill. You know I did it. I didn't just do it there. I've done it everywhere I've ever been. I would, I worked at this store. I don't even know if I should get into the name of the store. I worked at this store in Nokomis one time. So this is what Bill was talking about, William, my brother. And I left my farm and I walked all the way to New Orleans. Well, let me be proper about the whole subject. I walked to West. I lived in Savannah, Tennessee. And I walked from Savannah, Tennessee to West Memphis. And I hopped a train to New Orleans. And hung out with a bunch of friends. And they all lived on the street. They lived in the old hospital in New Orleans from after the Katrina flood. And I left there and I came to Nokomis to hang out with my brother. I didn't necessarily need the money, but I wanted to break away from the boredom of just sitting around for nothing. Because I was going to be there for an extended amount of time. And what I used to do, oh God, I wish I could say the name of the store, but I'm not going to. What I used to do at this store was I volunteered to work all the way through the night. Because that's where I'm comfortable. I know how it works at night in a store, in a busy area where the homeless are of plenty. And I had that in my head all along. And what I did was I took the night shift job from 10 to 6 in the morning. And I was told to shut the bathrooms down when I started working because drug addicts would go in there and overdose. And so I used to shut the public bathrooms. There was 2 of them on the outside. I used to shut them down. But the women that lived on the street, when I shut those bathrooms down, I would go in there and mop them floors and clean. And the women that lived on the street, I would allow them to go in there and put their bed mat out and sleep in there for their safety through the night. I did it just about every night. I was against the rule. So then the other thing I did was when they would throw the fruit out that sat at the counter, I would keep it. And I would give it to them. And other homeless people would come in there through the night once they caught on. And I would take the sale items that were on the racks and remove them from the general public. So that when the homeless came in for something to eat, I could buy it at a cheaper price and give them more. And that's what I did. And I didn't do it once. I did it almost every day I worked. I've done it so many times in so many places all over the United States and Canada. Just a little way of giving back. What people don't realize is that homelessness is just a day away for a lot of people. A lot of times it's only a paycheck away. And that's the sad story of life. I've met people that ended up on the street because of doctor bills. Oh, yeah. You're right, Skinny. Imagine that. Man, see, this is what I'm telling you. My life changes in a heartbeat, man. In a heartbeat. And if you touch anything that is sentimental to me, I forget about everything but that. I've known some homeless people very dear and near to me. My brother, and plenty of others. And it wasn't that they were afraid to be out there. But they were out there because they lost control. And a little gift once in a while can really turn a person around. I'll tell you this. When I was in Nokomis and I did that at that store, even the police department knew what I was doing. And they knew that they could come to that store and arrest some of those people for warrants that were outlying. But because they knew what I was doing, they wouldn't do it. And they even pulled in there and have told people that they were safe as long as they were on that property during the night. That's who I am. That's the lengths I'm willing to go. It's crazy, man. That's right, man. All right, Janice, you have a good day. I wish you all the best. And we'll see you tomorrow. I appreciate you, Janice. But even when I'm out here on the road right now, there's times I gotta get rid of this trash before the bugs get at it. There's times where I make money in excess of what I need, and I'll help other people out in the community that are like me or that are camped by me. Even when I get donations, I'm mentioning donations, you know, you can help me out by buying a cup of coffee. If you just go to cupofcoffee.com and type in Twisted Life, I don't know, you can buy me a cup of coffee. It helps out in many ways. It'll further the advancement of everything that I do, not just for myself, as you've now heard and witnessed. Yeah, It's crazy, man. I'm telling you, I've seen people prosper one day and lose it all to the streets the next. That's it, man. Trash. I tell you, it's trash. Trash. It's trash. No? Huh? See? See? Gracias. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to see the true character of man, I just walked on a big pile of glass. If you want to see the true character of man, I'll tell you, I spent a lengthy period of time in Mexico, Central America, Ecuador, Colombia, Peru. The way they maintain their community is in such a way that I will describe it like this. In the United States, everybody is climbing the ladder to try to be the one on top. But only one can climb the ladder. And he fights to keep that ladder, knowing that it's the loneliest person in the world is the only one on the ladder. Because all you do is fight to stay there. Meanwhile, people down below you are knocking on the ladder. But in the third world countries, they don't build the ladder. They build a stair. Wide enough that when one moves up the step, the community comes along. I've been in communities in Central America and South America in which they all grow their food together. They all raise their children together. And they all eat their meals together. And when one does good, they all feel it. And when one goes bad, they all cover it. You won't find that here in the States. Because money is power. And power is ignorance. A man once said, when the power for love becomes greater than the love for power, then we will find humanity and freedom. Bob Marley. Yeah, similar to the Amish. The Amish do it a different way. And they do have steps of power that control each and every fashion and each and every farm. Down there, they don't do that. There is no one person that is in charge of that community. I'm telling you, I've sat at these tables in these communities and have lived there for a temporary period of time. And I have watched how they've all eaten their dinner, what they call the last meal, because it's the last meal of the day. They have the first meal and the last meal. And in the last meal of the day, you will see everybody putting their ideas on the table for how they can live the next day. There wasn't one person in charge, but all of them brought something to the table. It's crazy. Crazy. I hate to be the preacher of goodwill. I'm not the preacher. And to be honest with you, I don't get into a lot of big religion because I know the spoils of it. I've witnessed the spoils of it. I've seen the spoils of it and the ignorance of it. And the people that have been on here for a while, they know that I have spent a great amount of time in the jungles of Peru, in the Amazon jungle in Peru. Well, I worship a different thing. And I'm not pushing this on nobody. But I see more things in the Aztecia life, in the Aztecia way. And they bind their community on the 3 laws of life: honor, respect, and responsibility. You must honor yourself, your name, and your habitat, and those who stand before you. You must have respect for yourself, life, the garden, the sun, the air, and the water. And you have responsibility upon yourself, your actions, and the cleanliness that you contain. Take that for what it's worth. And the wise man said to me one time, first you must have all 3 of those in you in order to be surrounded by it. So Dash, Jesse Moo. I am in Shiprock, New Mexico, on the Navajo Indian Reservation along the San Juan River. Now if you're watching today, tomorrow things are going to change. There's my camp as I head further south. But anyway, I got a special treat, a real special treat. Wow, I just dumped the phone right off my lap. I got a real special treat in here. This is called Agua de hold on. Agua de Sangria. Agua de Sangria. That's what's in here. It's watermelon juice. Agua de Sangria. Sonora flooring partner. Sonora flooring partner. Are you talking about Sonora, California? Are you talking about Columbia, California? Are you talking about a pet shop? Yeah, watermelon juice, man, it's incredible. So they grind these watermelons all the way down to a fucking pulp, just like you're drinking orange juice, except it's watermelon. Are you freaking kidding me? Dash. You know Brian? I did the flooring job. Well, there was like, but I did a lot of work in that pet shop. Yeah, Dina. Ah, Dina. That is correct. Brian and Dina. Very good friends of mine. Brian and Dina, Lone Wolves on Wheels, Columbia, California. De Sangria. Right on. Keep on, keep it on, brother. All right, see you guys later. In November, I'll be in Panama City, working the Thunder Beach Motorcycle Rally. That's the last rally of the year for me before I head back to California to visit some friends and then off to Panama. Right on. Anyway, I don't know how many people we got in here. Anyway, that's what we have for today. That's what we have for today. I got a couple things I got to do so that I'm prepared to pack up early in the morning. I'm going to run and fill the gas tank up. I got to get a couple things at the store. And I'm going to go to the local pantry tomorrow morning. But there's a couple things I need to get that the pantry won't have. Right on. Thank you all. I appreciate for coming. This is Twisted Life. Eric and Teddy. We are the true motorcycle vagabonds. Adrift, free soul, the spirit in the wind. Till tomorrow. Enjoy. Be safe. Give a shit. Thank you.